Greetings everyone, welcome aboard. Joseph James here, schooloftrade.com, April 26, 2010. Welcome to your live trading recap. Hope you guys had a good time in the room with us this morning. Before we talk about the trades we took today, had a pretty good day in the room today. Want to remind you guys about our blog. Now guys, we have a brand new Blogger blog right now. The link is posted right in the bottom of this video. Click on that link, go to the blog, and then don't forget, while you're there guys, you can sign up for our 3-week trial. You can join our newsletter. You can read about market profile. You can read the articles we've done. You can learn all about our trading, our live recorded webinars, take our quizzes and qualify for the raffle every month, guys. And you can search for all this stuff. It's real simple. Upper right-hand corner, go to that search box there, type in whatever questions you've got. Maybe you want to learn more about average to range, want to learn more market profile, maybe you want to learn more about how we use momentum. Well, guys, go to that search box there, type it in. You'll get all the information you guys need right there in the blog. Let's take a look here. 3 trades in the scalp method. We took 2 trades on a sim account this afternoon late in the morning here on our DX pattern, and we're going to talk more about that here in just a couple moments. We'll do a video on that for you members out there a little later on this morning. But of course, on the live account this morning, 12 ticks in, 120 on the scalping method. And of course, like I said, we took 2 of the DX patterns this morning. Both of them were nice big winners for us. We'll go back and take a look at those for you guys as well. So of course, 640 in only on a sim account this morning on the DX patterns, and 120 bucks in to add to our totals. We are now over 6,800 USD for the month so far, guys. We'll try to break that 7,000 tomorrow in the live trade room. Don't you guys miss a beat. We'll see you guys there tomorrow. Keep you guys posted the rest of the week here. What's the most important thing that happened today? Well, it was Monday morning, so we expect a slow start. We focus on watching the open of the week. Okay, so this is the beginning of the first day of the week, so we're really expecting to see, well, pretty much anything at this point. We knew we had FOMC announcement later on this week, so we kind of had that in the back of our minds. Very important. We focus on rules. And remember, on a Monday morning, it's one of those routines we go through. We kind of remind ourselves we only need a couple trades today. We don't need a bunch of winning trades to make money today. All we need is a couple select trades, guys. So watch the dollar. The dollar will give us direction for the day ahead. And then watch that first move of the morning, right? And we watched the first move of the morning here. We'll take a look at it in a second. But stay patient, right? Monday mornings could be a slow start, just like a Friday morning could be an early finish, right? So make sure you guys are aware of where we are here in the calendar. Monday morning, expect a slow beginning. Let's look at the dollar, though. The dollar really kind of gave us a little bit of a tone for what we'd expect this morning. On the left is your dollar index. On the right is your dollar ATR, your average to range. And again, go to the blog, type in ATR, average to range. You'll learn all about how we use it in the live trade room. No membership needed. So here in the dollar, we have, as you can see here, sideways, right? Sideways, back and forth from last week. We identified our double tops and double bottoms. The big picture, though, was the ATR, right? We've seen a lot of this lately in the month of April and March, where we see this sideways chop in the dollar. The real story, though, the real kind of sign in the market that gave us this morning, we want to be careful, was this ATR. So looking at the ATR, at 8 a.m. this morning, we began prepping for our day ahead, and we realized, although we were trading sideways in the dollar, we could have, for the most part, had a nice trading environment with the dollar going sideways. But the ATR is what really tells us that story here. You'll notice the ATR here at 8 a.m. down here at 0.014. Now, the actual price level doesn't really matter so much. The actual level that the ATR is at really doesn't mean anything to me. What I'm looking for here now is I want to see where are we at 8 a.m. compared to where we were before. As you can see, we were at the low of that range on the ATR. So because we're at the lows here, right, at 8 a.m., we know that things probably can't get much worse than what they are right now. So again, we use a 2-minute chart, dollar index, ATR. All you members out there, the template is the James 2-minute range template. And that will give you guys the ATR chart you guys need. And that will help you identify, again, at 8 a.m. this morning, I don't care where we are, unless it's, of course, higher or lower than where we were before. As you can see here, at 8 a.m., we were dropping consistently here since about 3 a.m. Eastern Time, which means we wanted to be careful. Now you can see we just bounced off those lows, right? We quickly, of course, reversed off those lows and came back to the upside here. But, of course, remember, at 8 a.m. this morning, we're getting ready for the day ahead. That, of course, shows us to be careful. Now, the first move of the morning, always very good to pay attention to it. The first move here was a breaker pattern, or I'm sorry, in this case, a slingshot short, because we were watching a wave setup here on the crude, right? The wave in the upper left-hand corner, there's your wave pattern long. We're trying to meet that trigger line here at 31s. Okay, so we're looking to go short here, right, from 45s down here to 31s. Of course, we didn't get a chance to grab it though, because the first move of the day, what we saw was this very slow speed of the tape, right? Follow me down lower left-hand corner, and notice how the speed of the tape drops off there, right, substantially. All right, guys, so very, very slow speed here. Difficult for us to, of course, jump into a trade with confidence. We don't have much speed. Use the pace of the tape indicator, and again, go to the blog. On the blog, type in pace of tape indicator. That will tell you guys about how we use the pace of a tape indicator in live trade room. Okay, so the first move of the day, very low volume. Even though we did see some big money there, very slow, very slow. So we knew right away, be careful here. And then about an hour later, we saw, of course, another example, another red flag here, this time on momentum. The speed was the first thing we looked at on the crude here. This is the second thing we're seeing here now is momentum. Now, this morning we saw a couple times where momentum really confirmed where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, of course, first of all, look for the breaker short to the downside below 53s. We come down, we are oversold on momentum. We bounce up, two-step pattern long, and what do we see? Overbought on momentum. In fact, they're actually the opposite order. It was actually two-step pattern long. It was, of course, overbought. And then we moved down to the 84.53 for a breaker pattern short. And what do we see? We see momentum oversold. Guys, whenever you see stuff like this going on, right, from one pattern to the next, going from overbought to oversold, oversold to overbought. Okay, what that basically means is that by the time, right, think of it this way. Here's your starting point. By the time the buyers are finished pushing, right, push, they're pushing this price up. By the time they've run out of gas, all right, it starts reversing on us, right? That's the momentum indicator. So when it runs out of gas, if we're now just about to break those highs, right, for a breaker long trade or for a two-step pattern long here, guys, what's happening is very weak price action. It's trying its best, right, to push that thing above that two-step long, 84.65. But when it gets finally up there, it's so exhausted, right, the move's already over. There's no follow-through. It's just straight from trigger to exhaustion. Okay, so that move itself, very difficult to feel confident getting involved with because momentum is not confirming for us. Okay, so we saw that a couple times as well. Keep an eye on that tomorrow. Now here, of course, are the 5 trades we took today. We'll start off with the crude oil here. At 9:11, this was a stop. Well, not a stop, but a loss here. First trade of the day was a loss. We took a short-term trend down. We break below the red line here. This red line here, 84.93, 84.95. We break below that swing low, of course, for your breaker pattern short. Now, of course, if you follow me down here, this is exactly what we saw. We saw momentum, took momentum, everything it had to push those lows, and then by the time I get into it, it shifted against us and launched back to the upside. Now, it wasn't very fast. It actually took some time to actually develop out like this. We gave it about 15, 20 seconds, and then, of course, once it started going against me a little bit more aggressively, I decided to move that stop down, flatten the position, whatever it takes to get out of that trade here. We got clipped at a -2 on our stop times 4 contracts. It's -8 ticks or -80 USD. So we gave back some money from last week, first trade of the morning here. But as always, losses happen. It's how we react to those losses.